everybody, welcome into Farm Cooking with Nan. Today we are going to be making a brown sugar caramel cake. Y'all have probably made this before, but we love it and I want to make it for you all, okay? I've got 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I've got a teaspoon of baking powder and I've got a half a teaspoon of salt. Make sure I get all my baking powder out of there. It will need it. Let's just whisk that up a little bit. Get it all mixed up. I hope y'all having a blessed day. I'm on steroids, so right now I'm feeling much better today. Much better. So I'm going to set that aside, okay? And we're going to start on something else. I've got 3 sticks of butter, and I'm getting ready to mix that butter up. And I know y'all don't want to hear that mixer going, so I'll be right back. I've beat this for about 4 minutes. Now I'm going to add in my eggs. Well, no, I'm going to put in my sugar. 1 cup of white sugar. And you know, it might cause your butter to look sort of clabbered where it separates. That's normal, so don't worry about that. I'm gonna put in 2 cups of brown sugar, packed brown sugar, okay? I'll put all my things over here in one little stack. You see how it looks sort of crumbly? That's normal. Then I'm going to put in my eggs. We're going to have 5 large eggs, okay? I'm putting 6 in because one of my eggs was a little bit smaller, okay? And we're going to do it I meant to do one at a time. Just good enough to incorporate your egg. It's beat up good, okay? Beat that one in a second. I just need to make sure I get every bit of egg in this out. Clean up my little mess, my splattery mess. I'm going to beat this on in really, really good. And we'll be right back. I've been beating it for about 2 minutes. Now I'm going to take 1 cup of whole milk. We're just going to put it in a little bit at a time. going to take a bigger bowl because I just don't think I'm going to have room to get everything into that one of these 8-cup. So you need, if you got a big plastic bowl, you need to be doing it in that, you know, or whatever you've got. Now see how it looks separated? I'll show you in just a minute. It drives me crazy to see that, but it's normal. It's it almost looks a little clabbered, as they would say, or separated. The butter always makes it do that. Now, I'm going to take my dry ingredients and I'm going to mix them in with my wet ingredients, okay? Hang on a minute. Just going to do a little bit at a time. Sorry. This cake is a little bit more work, but it's worth it. Going to be a nice thick batter. You're going to use a 12. I usually use a 12 cup with this one. 12 cup bundt cake pan. 12 cup bundt cake pan works good with this, but if you don't have a 12 cup and you need to use a larger one, watch your time because there'll be a little difference in baking time. Right back. I've beat that all together. After I added everything together, I beat it about 3 more minutes, okay? But I always beat, with this recipe, my friend Rose gave it to me. With this recipe, she stressed to me, be sure and beat your butter for about 3 or 4 minutes because you want it nice and fluffy. So I've sprayed my pan real good, or I've put all my goodies in there. And now I'm just taking this to make sure there's not one little groove that doesn't have some good coating on it, okay? Got all my dishes washed up. And I'm going to put 1 bag of Heath English toffee bits, and they're coated like with some milk chocolate. These are Heath toffee bits. It's in an 8-ounce bag. I'm going to sprinkle that around on there. And I'm going to fold it in, okay? Now, I'm going to put in about a cup, that's about a cup of chopped pecans, okay? If you want to use walnuts or whatever you like best, it doesn't have to be pecans. There's something about that caramel and pecans, just, whew, it's yummy. Just flip it over, turn it And just, see, this is a big old cake. It's a big old batter, isn't it? Now we're gonna pour it into, like I said, Rose told me she uses a 12 cup, so I've always used a 12 cup with it. I feel like I probably should have put it in a bigger pan. I might have beat that butter and got more air down in there. Seems like it's a little bit more than what it normally is. None of my measurements changed. The only thing changed is that I just beat my butter a little bit longer. Let me scrape all this down. This is a delicious cake. It takes a little longer, takes more ingredients, you know. I know with eggs the way they are right now, that it's, boy, I've made a mess, haven't I? You get that up there. That's a big old piece of toffee there. Let me rinse my hand. I've got my oven heated to 325. It's going to bake about 75 to 80 minutes. That's an hour and 15 to 20 minutes. We'll pop it right in. This is going to be a heavy cake. I'm going to put it in the middle. Get your rack in the middle of the oven and put your cake right in the middle of the oven, okay? Okay, we've got the cake out of the oven and it's cooling. I'm opening 1 can of 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. And I want to tell y'all something. I misspoke and I made a boo-boo, and you know I'm always the one to tell you that when I make a boo-boo. But I don't know why. I had it in my mind I needed a 14-cup bump pan for that cake. And the problem was I didn't need a 14-cup. I needed a 12-cup. I needed a 15-cup. It went over, it spilled over into my oven. So don't make the mistake that I did. I think I concentrated so much on 12-cup that I thought it was 12-cup. Yes, instead of 12-cup, no. So don't be putting this cake into a 12-cup bump pan. This will have to be done in a 15 cup for sure. So I've used a 14-ounce can of condensed sweet milk, and I'm going to put in 1 cup of brown sugar. I had run out of brown sugar, so this is probably a little bit more than a cup packed. So I'll leave just a little bit in the bottom because I had to make me some. I had used all my brown sugar in the cake. So I'm going to stir that up. Now let me tell you, I'm going to get me a whisk. And this has to be whisked whenever this heat comes up. You want to bring it up to a boil. And so when you bring it up to a boil, turn it down to where it's just simmering. And let it simmer for about, this one doesn't have the thing that holds up your, I'll just put it right there. But as soon as it starts to boil, I'm going to turn it off and we're going to let this simmer for about 8 minutes, whisking it every few minutes, every few seconds, whisking it. Let's bring it up to a boil and we'll be right back. We've brought it to a boil and I'm getting ready to push go, if I can here. And it'll ding whenever 8 minutes is up, okay? You need to stir this constantly with a whisk. I've got my timer going on 8 minutes. And we've got about 6 more. We've got about 40 seconds left. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the eye. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of butter. That's softened butter. And I'm going to put about a teaspoon of vanilla. Stir that into it. I'm going to put a little bit of chopped pecans. Yep, I heard my little beeper. Okay. Now I'm going to stir this till that melts good, and I'm going to let it set for about 5 minutes and let it thicken up just a little bit off the heat. And then we'll be ready to put it on our cake. Okay, we got our cake here. I've let it set for about 5 minutes. You don't want it to get too thick. But see how much thicker that is? You let your cake cool, okay? Let your cake totally cool, but your icing's still hot, so you're gonna have some icing traveling around. I love a little puddle in the middle. When you get a piece, you can always get you a little dip out of that center, can't you? This is really good. I hope y'all make yourself one. This recipe's been around for a while from what I hear. Still hot. Look at that. It's delicious. I'll just put it there. Does that look pretty good? I'm gonna have to move that around a little bit, or I'll never get my lid on there and get it to slide in right in that one place there. I will show y'all a picture whenever you see the video. I will, the next day when I put a recipe on for it, I will show y'all a picture of it cut and everything. I don't want to cut it right now because I know it's gonna run, that caramel's gonna run everywhere. Oh yeah, there was one thing else I was gonna do. Take this little bit of cons left and sprinkle them right around on the top. Just I'll try to get a nice little picture of a piece when it's cut and the icing's cooled to where I can cut it, okay? I hope y'all have enjoyed this today. Wow. You don't normally see me doing this, but I've made little drops, haven't I? Don't waste a dribble. Shake the rest of that on there. I hope you all have a blessed day. I hope you get a chance to make yourself one of these, and I hope your family enjoys it. They're really moist. I baked mine the full. It calls for 75 to 80 minutes. 75 to 80 minutes. I cooked mine, I baked mine a full 80 minutes. Checked it with a skewer, and it came out clean. So that's what you got to do. I hope y'all will forgive me for not having a slice, but I'm just going to wait and let it cool. I don't want to mess it up before I get a picture. But I know it's good. So I hope y'all make yourself one. This will be a great addition to your any table, any holiday table that you have. And I hope that you all make yourself some. I want you to know that I love y'all. I appreciate the prayers. I can feel them. I know the Lord's working. And I just want to remind y'all how much that He loves you. How very much He loves you. And there's just nobody, no matter what we're going through, that can come to us and comfort us and love us like the Lord does. So I'm going to get off of here and sit down and rest a little bit, get off my back and knee. And I will see you all, the Lord willing, next time, okay? Have a blessed day.